Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning to all the right way options folks that aren't normally here. Unless you have a dual membership, you wouldn't be here, but you're here today. Doug's going to the dentist, so let's all buy popcorn and send to him, things like that. No, not really. So anyway, welcome. Glad to have you here. Hit and Run Candlesticks. Welcome to have you guys. You guys shake hands, meet each other, say hi, make plans, things like that. How about a jawbreaker? Yeah. Man, we're a rotten bunch, aren't we? We are. Okay. You know what? I certainly don't know word for word what Mr. Powell said yesterday. What I saw was last night sitting in a chair on a little write-up from CNBC, and the market seemed to like it. So here we go. You can't argue with it. Let's don't argue and fight with the trend. If you look at T2122, we are very overbought. Don't let that worry you. Just know that you're overbought, but do not let it worry. There's nothing to be afraid of. What to be afraid of is when the market starts to roll over out of its trend. That's maybe the time to be afraid. When the market starts to roll over out of its trend. And if it can stay inside, we'll just say those little lines right there. If we can stay there and even pull back, that's okay. It's all right for the market to do that. So who knows? Yeah, is it possible 490? Is it possible? Why not? I'm going to go with it because one of our members here in Hit and Run, we have kind of a little bet on that. And I'm rooting for him. We have a member here, Sean, that suggested that we get to 490 by January 2022. And if we do, I'm going to buy him and a date dinner anywhere he wants. And I want to do this. So what a cool thing. So it can happen. Alrighty. Have to be bullish. No bearishness at all. Let's take a look at some charts real quick. Look at BILI here. At the end of the month, I say at the end, it's the 18th. That's a Thursday. And on Saturday, the 20th, I'm going to be teaching two separate classes. They're the same class, but two different groups of people. For the rounded bottom breakout. The rounded bottom breakout has to be my all-time favorite. I've said that for many years. It's absolutely my all-time favorite. It has so many things built in for you, so you don't even have to think about it. And there are plenty to trade. This is one that qualifies right here. We'll be talking about why this area right there would be a resistance zone and a place to take profits. It's also a place to buy rounded bottom breakout if you missed it down into this area here. Using this area right here as the main target, the target to shoot for, the pie in the sky, that kind of a thing. So I'll be teaching that into the week, into the month there. So if anyone's interested, click on those links, get your seat, and hold it. Thank you. So BILI here, I think BILI is in prime buy territory yesterday to the day before and the day before that. It might be getting a little bit high here. Not that it's still not a buy. You just want to watch that stop. And there's a good chance this morning it actually kind of weakens up and pulls back and offers another buy. And then we'll look for it to move up. Stop-wise, has a little bit to do with where we buy it, but right now I would pretty much have to say below 755. I don't think I would like the chart very much. It would have to be back above that. AG is setting up. This is another one of those rounded bottom breakouts. There's several ways to find it. I have two methods. One is, I have three methods, I guess. One is longhand, and it is very longhand, and you really don't want to do it. The other is if you have a program, your trading program, I'm sure, will allow you to write code. Now, I use TC2000. During the class, you'll get my TC2000 code, and I will do what I can to help you with your other programs. Perhaps not do that during the class, but we'll set something up after the class. But you'll get all the explanations, so you'll be able to put it together. My favorite way is using live trading alerts. It's just done automatically for you. But we'll be talking about that, and all the code will be out there to get this. Here's another rounded bottom breakout setup. We've gone from a low to a high to a higher low. Up here, rounded bottom breakout. Right here, this trade. That trade would have been a 10+% trade right there. And then we pull back, and now we're setting up for another one. Right now, I would have to say on this stop is around 268 with a target up here of about 13%. APA, check out APA. That's a nice looking bullish J-hook continuation pattern here. Here we have a nice trend up. I'm not connecting anything. I'm just following the little green dots. I'm just straightening them out. That's all. And we have a nice trend here. Here we come up and we roll over. We're headed there for that rounded bottom breakout. In fact, I believe we have broken out. And I'm sorry, I said rounded bottom. My bad. J-hook breakout. So now what we're looking for is price to continue up with minor pullbacks along the way. XLE might be one to keep an eye on. XLE this morning looks like it's challenging or holding on to the 17, the T-line, the 3 up here. Let's see what this does. It starts to break out here. I think we have ourselves a winner. Now, if it just kind of peters off and just stays underneath that line, then it's not really that buy. We don't want that. We want the buy when it starts moving up. CVX. CVX is set up as a possible J-hook setup. J-hook setup, by the way, is nothing more than a continuation pattern. Continuation patterns, this is something else that I'm going to be talking about in the rounded bottom breakout class in depth. There's only a handful of continuation patterns, and we're going to be talking about those. Things like that right there. I don't have them all here, but close enough. Little continuation patterns, and that's what we look for at the end of the trend. And as that pattern starts to set up, these are known bullish patterns. There's not a guarantee that they're going to actually be bullish, but they are known to, the probabilities are higher that they're going to be, there's going to be a bullish outcome versus a bearish outcome. So that's another thing we're going to be talking about in that rounded bottom breakout, because we see those all the time. So anyway, here we are up, a nice little pullback, that rounded bottom breakout. At this point on this one, I would say, if you were buying it right in here, which this is the 3/8 trap, my stop would be down here on this previous low, and then we'll work to take profits on the way up into strength. Here's ADBE. Another very nice chart pattern that I've got on the scanner that I use is when a major moving average crosses a major moving average. In this particular case, the major moving average is going to be the 50-period moving average. On the other side, the other moving average that crosses, that's I'm going to call major, which it's just major to me. I don't think it's major to the world. It would be the 17 here, or the Trendicator, or even the T-line. So what I'm looking for is that cross of the 50-period moving average and then a pullback. And then, of course, we're looking for follow-through on up like this. But this comes up on my scan that does that, where we cross and then we rest. If you don't have that, I'll share it with you later today or tomorrow sometime. Just somebody remind me. And this is setting up for that rounded bottom. Rounded bottom. I've got rounded bottom breakout on my mind here. J-hook continuation pattern. We have a little resistance here, and you guys know what I say about resistance. Number one, it's just a speed bump. And number two, thank goodness that stocks break through resistance, or we wouldn't have a stock market. Think about that. So deal with the resistance as you see fit. You know, if you're in the chart and it comes up, you're making money. So I'm never afraid of it. If it comes up and just dances around a couple of days, 3 days, you've got to decide, is that price action worth getting out or staying in? Because there's that chance that now it starts moving up. CHWY. All right, this is just ridiculous. If this chart does not produce money, I'm going to have my feelings hurt. This is a nice chart. Here we have a beautiful rounded bottom. We're in that rounded bottom breakout. And by the way, the bottom, the construction, the bottom, the price action getting to the rounded bottom breakout is extremely important. And that's some of the things we cover as well. We've got a nice pullback here. I think it's a terrific chart. It's also a 3/8 trap. That's something else that will be incorporated in the rounded bottom breakout, is the 3/8 trap. Right now, I would be disappointed if it closed below 71.85 here. Is 85, 71? Yeah, we'll call it 71.85. If it closed below 71.85, I would be disappointed. If it comes back up over 81.75, 71.85, I would be, here, let's put a line there. Let's say 71.60. Below 71.60, unhappy. Back above 71.70, I would be happy. And then we'll look to get into this on this chart. Now, there's going to be some people that look at this, you're going to buy right now. Some people are going to wait till it breaks out. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to have your way of trading. And we will talk about that during the class. We will be spending some time on wheres and whys and benefits here, benefits there, and reasons not to buy it here or reasons not to buy it here, things like that. TDOC. Look at TDOC. What a crazy belt hold went bullish engulf. And I mean, when it went engulf, look how hungry this thing was. It ate up a whole lot of candles. And the consolidation on it was minor, big time minor. Bulls are determined to hold this up. This is another rounded bottom breakout. We still have plenty of room to move up. I'll definitely be looking to trade this chart. Right now, I would have to say pretty much anything. I'll just go below the T line. I would not be happy. DKS. Here's DKS. What was that other stock? I forget we looked at. Adobe maybe, where we're underneath the 50-period moving average, and then we roll up above the 50-period moving average. Here we rolled up. It didn't stay up there. That was more or less just kind of a push, and then it got pushed back. Well, this time we're back up. So here we're up. Now we're looking for that entry. A typical entry that we'd be looking for is a rally up and a pullback, or rally and a rest, some consolidation. Well, yesterday was the rally. So let's see what happens today. Today could produce an entry inside the buy box here. The last one I have is DG. This is another one that came from below the 50-period moving average and has run above the 50-period moving average. In this case, it ran all the way up here, closed above the 50, pulled back and did a little testing, and it's starting already to march up. So what do we have here? We've got a low, high, higher low, a low, high, higher low, a high, and now we have a higher low, but it also is a J-hook chart pattern setting up here. So once we break out, which it has, now what we're looking for is this chart to continue up to that next resistance level that going to be somewhere that's kind of a straight line, maybe somewhere in that area. So super nice chart here, setting up very well. Earnings are in December. All is good. Well, that's all I have. A quick reminder, since there's some right way option folks in here, quick reminder to both right way options and hit and run candlesticks is if you are in this room, you are entitled to have the app. We're finding out people when we send them out emails and some people aren't understanding what to do. And if you don't have that app, get a hold of us and we'll get that app for you. We'll help you get it set up on your smartphone. And what the app does is if I send out an alert, which I do after every single chart I buy or sell within seconds, you will get that on your phone. You don't have to be in the room. You can be on the golf course. Now that's for hit and run candlesticks. In the right way options room, Doug will do the same thing, and if you have it downloaded, you will get your alert on your phone. Again, if you're out on the golf course, you don't have to be in the room, okay? Alrighty, I'm out of here. I'll be back in about 8 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Let's hang out today. Have some fun. Appreciate it.